Alright, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're live. Hello and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History,
Historical calendar,
and the website onthisday.com. For links to the sources, the music, and anything else we gather throughout the show, check the underbar, the description. Anyway, I am Aoxander.
Dr. Lunk.
And today is Thursday, also known as Thursday, March 10th, 2022.
I'll start it off today.
Alright.
In 241 BC, First Punic War, Battle of the Argives, the Romans sink the Carthaginian fleet, bringing the First Punic War to an end.
Dang. 298, Roman Emperor Maximian concluded his campaign in North Africa and made a triumphal entry into Carthage.
Yeah. You know, Roman Emperor you don't talk about Maximus Rod.
Oh my goodness. Is that a real name?
Fuck no, I made that up.
Maximus Rod. Well, there is a Maximus Rod, but it's a fishing rod.
Yes.
I'd like to get one of those in AQ.
Up there.
Anyway, what happened in 947?
947, the later Han is founded by Liu Xian. He declares himself emperor. Of course he would.
Yep. In 1496, after establishing the city of Santo Domingo, Christopher Columbus departed for Spain, leaving his brother in command. I did not know he had a brother.
Yeah, you got a brother.
Oh.
In 1535, Spaniard Fray Tomás de Berlanga, the fourth bishop of Panama, discovers the Galapagos Islands by chance on his way to Peru.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
One of my aunts has been to the Galapagos a couple of times, actually. She's gone all over the world.
Nice.
Lucky.
I wouldn't mind going there and eating every single animal on there.
I don't think you can do that anymore. I'm pretty sure the animal rights people will be all over you.
Yeah, fuck that. They can come to the barbecue. You better bring something though.
You know what I would like to try? Now that you mentioned it, I know it's extinct, but I want to try dodo. Actually, didn't they bring it back? Didn't they clone it or something? The dodo?
Yeah, I think they did in Canada and here.
Yeah. Anyway, in 1661, French Sun King Louis XIV began his personal rule of France after the death of his premier, the Cardinal Mazarin.
Ooh. Also in 1735, an agreement between NATO side and Russia is signed near Ghana, Algeria, and Russian troops are withdrawn from occupied territories.
Dang.
I don't know why I said agreement.
You had a little case of the muffin mouth right there. In 1762, French Huguenot Jean Calais, who had been wrongly convicted of killing his son, died after being tortured by authorities. The event inspired Voltaire to begin a campaign for religious tolerance and legal reform. Didn't we talk about this yesterday?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
That's why you need stuff like, due process.
Habeas corpus.
That's why that's important these days.
I learned a lot about law from Harvey Birdman.
Oh, God. Yeah, Stephen Colbert teach you everything.
No, don't go Colbert. Colbert is a libtard.
Oh, hey, Stephen Colbert is a voice on there.
Yeah. Moving on up to 1814.
Also,
go ahead.
1814, Emperor Napoleon is the first is defeated at the Battle of Lyon, France.
Now, is that Napoleon Bonaparte?
I'm guessing.
V.
Or a different Napoleon.
Napoleon Bonaparte. Yep, it was. All right. Let's see here. 16 years later, in 1830, the Royal Netherlands East Indies Army was created. Uh-oh.
Okay. Also in 1831, the first foreign legion is created by Louis Philippe, the King of France, from the foreign regiments of the Kingdom of France.
The French Foreign Legion. I remember Johnny
Yeah.
Bravo once was part of their ranks.
Yeah. I remember they're like more like mercenaries. They're offered, money and a French citizenship when completing.
Mm-hmm. Jumping on up to 1861, El Hajj Umar Tal seized the city of Segedou, destroying the Bamama Empire of Mali. Ooh.
Wow.
Poor empires.
Also, 1973, the first Abidjan play, The Adventures of the Vizier of the Khan of Linakaran, prepared by Ankundov, it performed by Hassan Bey Dabdabi and dramatist, and that can't be a name.
Dramatist?
Yeah.
No,
and
I don't think that's a name. I think that's a title.
okay, and dramatist and Najaf Bale.
A dramatist is a person who writes plays.
Okay.
So a playwright, you know.
I'll say that can't be no. Well, not in the 18th. I would believe if it was, ancient Roman era. Yeah, I believe dramatist is fucking name then.
Yep. 3 years later, in 1876, the first successful test of a telephone was made by Alexander Graham Bell when he called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he
called his partner.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, can you come here?" or something like. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
now we have phones everywhere, so.
That's what I ran into in Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Alexander Graham Bell?
Yes.
Oh man.
Also in 1891, Mons Strohgrener patents the Strohgrener switch, which device that will lead to the automation of telephone circuit switching.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because back in the old days, they had switchboards. They actually had to plug in, unplug, and all that crap. It's
manual switchboard.
Yeah.
It's a new type of awesome.
Yeah. Jumping into the next century here, in 1906, the Corrières mine disaster, Europe's worst ever, killed 1,099 miners in northern France. Whoa! That's a lot of miners. Holy crap, dude.
That's a lot of dead kids.
I don't think they were kids.
I know. I had to make a joke.
Yeah. You want to talk about dead children, talk to Hillary.
Okay. In 1909, by signing the Anglo-Siamese Treaty of 1909, Thailand relinquishes its sovereignty over the Malay states of Kedah, Kelantan, Perlis, and Terengganu, which becomes British protectorates.
Man, they got their asses kicked. Poor Thailand. Moving on up to 1922, Mahatma Gandhi was arrested in India, tried for sedition, and sentenced to 6 years in prison, only to be released after nearly 2 years for an appendicitis operation. Well, lucky. Well,
not really, because that has to be painful.
Yeah, I don't know if it's lucky or not. You would either spend 6 years in prison or 2 and have appendicitis. Which one's better? I don't know, man.
1933, the Long Beach earthquake affects the greater Los Angeles area, leaving around 108 dead.
Damn. That's around my neck of the woods there.
Yeah, oh, damn, you in the LBC?
No, Long Beach, that's not far, actually.
Damn, you're around the LBC.
LBC?
LBC, Long Beach, California.
Oh, I'm not in Long Beach.
Huh.
I'm like,
But you're around it.
oh, I'm about 40 minutes away. Drive
Well,
40
yo,
minutes to an hour, depending
no
on
way.
traffic.
Kind of hard being Snoop D-O double G.
Yeah.
Also, 1944, Greek Civil War. The Politician Committee of National Liberation is established in Greece by the National Liberation Front.
Cool. Greece trying to become independent of themselves.
Yeah. Hey, you can have these two, since I did too.
All right. 365 days later, in 1945, during World War II, the U.S. Army Air Force firebombed Tokyo, and the resulting conflagration caused the deaths of more than 100,000 people, mostly civilians. I was watching a video a while, like a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks, and unfortunately, killing civilians does win wars. You know, everybody thinks, killing soldiers and everything. Who makes the food? Who makes the guns? Who makes the gas? Who makes all the stuff? Civilians. They're the supplies. You bomb the factories, you bomb the cities, you kill the civilians, you get rid of the supply, you wither the army. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So.
Speaking of which, there's this movie by studio. You know the studio who made House Moving Castle.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much made a movie called Grave of the Fireflies that had a firebombing in it.
I'm gonna have to look at these because I haven't seen the Moving Castle. I've seen clips of it and such. I haven't seen Pogo or whatever it is, the one with the fish. Like I remember there was one with the fish. I did see. What?
It's also My Neighbor Totoro.
No, I've seen that. I have that on VHS actually. I love the hell out of that movie. But no, there's another one called like Poyo or Pogo or something.
Yeah, Poyo.
No. Is it Poyo?
I think. I don't know.
Anyway, moving on up to 1949, Millard Gillers, also known as Axis Sally, was convicted for treason. Good.
Also in 1952, Fulgencio Batista leads a successful coup in Cuba. That is far before the Bay of Pigs invasion.
Way before. I think that was before, what's his face? Fidel Castro.
And Che.
Yeah. When did Fidel Castro get Cuba? Batista, yeah. Okay, so 1952, Felicia Batista, he couped, and then 7 years later, in 1959, he was overthrown by Fidel.
Yep.
Speaking of 1959, the Tibetan uprising, in which, fearing an abduction attempt by China, thousands of Tibetans surrounded the Dalai Lama's palace to prevent his removal. Yeah.
That's right. No one messed with the Dalai Lama.
Dude, China's been going after people since, before our parents were born. I don't know why people, ever thought it'd be ever a good idea to do anything with them that's peaceful, They're just not a peaceful people. So.
Also, 1966, military prime minister of South Vietnam, Nguyen Cao Kai sacks rival general Nguyen Chai Thai, precipitating large-scale civil and military action in parts of the nation.
Dang.
Two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Fight each other. Two win.
Yeah, that's during the Vietnam conflict too. So it's not good. That's probably one of the reasons why inevitably we lost, because their own political structure was just not very good. 3 years later, in 1969, in Memphis, Tennessee, James Earl Ray pled guilty to assassinating Martin Luther King Jr. He later unsuccessfully attempted to recant. Well, may that guy burn in the lowest bit of hell there is. I hope they made a new level just for him, killing people like Martin Luther King.
Made Jesse Jackson burn with him.
Yeah, and Hitler. And Mao Zedong, and Stalin, and Lenin.
Because apparently, Jesse Jackson switched floors with him.
Huh. 1 year later, 1970, during the Vietnam conflict, Captain Ernst Medina was charged by the U.S. military with My Lai war crimes.
Good for him. After he gets also 1957, no, 1975, Vietnam War, Ho Chi Minh campaign, North Vietnamese troops attacked Bien Mae Chau in the south on their way to capture Saigon in the final push for victory over South Vietnam.
Oh man, getting close to the end with that.
Yes.
2 years later, astronomers discover the rings of Uranus.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to lay off some cakes.
Well, I mean, like sitting on the toilet too long causes rings too. You know, you gotta be careful. Don't chill on your phone for an hour on the toilet. You might get a prolapse. In 1990, in Haiti, Prosper Avril was ousted 18 months after seizing power in a coup.
Yep. Also in 1997, which I am pissed off because they didn't have this in my source. In 1997, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, created by Josh Weldon and starring Sarah Michelle Gellar, premieres on WB Television Network.
Yep. Warner Brothers. Yep.
Yeah. Now, see, that's wrong. So that's like history. That's like in the 90s. That's,
well,
yeah, I'm saying, but I never watched one fucking episode.
I haven't seen it either. Apparently, it's really good. Yeah, our sources omit a lot of stuff. Like, you know, like I'm hoping because like what I've been saving every script. The only script I don't have is February 1st for reasons that you remember. But I'm hoping that after a whole year, we don't have to do all the research, but like we have been doing, you know, and that we're going to be doing until December 31st. Because we'll already have the script, you know. Then we'll both go onto onthisday.com and then start adding in more, and you know, making it more meaty. Hopefully, we'll have more people in the show by then, and all that stuff. So, anyway, moving on to Y2K. The dot-com bubble peaked when the Nasdaq Composite Stock Market Index reached 5,048.62.
Yeah. Also. Let's skip up 60 years later, 2006, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter arrived at Mars.
Nice. 9 years after that, in 2015, the family of Marvin Gaye won a record $7.3 million lawsuit for music copyright infringement against Robin Thicke, Pharrell Williams, and T.I.
Yes, they pretty much turned this song into a fucking date rape anthem.
Oh, man. Well, good thing that he won.
Yeah, they won because they used this song. They used one of his songs without their fucking permission. Not just him, Bruno Mars did too.
Oh man, why do people steal other people's stuff, dude? Like, you know.
I don't know. They think they can get away with it because people wouldn't notice.
Well, people noticed.
Oh, yep. Also, 2017, the impeachment of President Park Geun-hye of South Korea in response to a major political scandal is unanimously upheld by the country's constitutional court, ending her presidency.
Dang. Well, corrupt politicians gotta go. Let's go, Brandon. 2 years later, in 2019, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, a Boeing 737 MAX, crashed, leading to all 737 MAX aircraft being grounded worldwide. Before we get into births and deaths, any articles intrigue you today? Well, I think I already know the answer.
What is the answer?
97.
No, not really. Honestly, that's one in Gandhi's release from prison because of his operation.
Well, he wasn't released.
Be released to get surgery.
He will be released, or he was arrested, tried, and sentenced today, and he'll be released 2 years later. I'm not sure if our sources will say when he was released because of that, but at least we know.
Also, the 1959 Tibetan uprising when they were protecting the Dalai Lama.
That is good. That is an interesting one. Yeah. Yeah, those are all good. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the Dalai Lama one as well, um, because like everybody should have the freedom to practice whatever religion they want as long as it's not like hurting other people or causing any damage or anything like that. Going after people like what China is doing to the Dalai Lama, to Buddhists, to Hindus, to Falun Gong practitioners, like it's just inhuman. But anyway, getting into verse. In 1452, Ferdinand II, King of Castile and Leon.
And in 1503, Ferdinand the First. God damn, he outlasted the second.
He was born after the second. Weird.
Oh, yeah, he was born after the second. You fucking kidding me? Is this some time skip type of thing? Well, it don't matter.
But what was he?
Holy Roman Emperor.
Yeah. 1656, Giacomo Serpota, Italian Rococo sculptor. What the heck is a Rococo sculptor? Rococo. Rococo? Rococo. It is a furniture architecture of or characterized by an elaborately ornamental late Baroque style of decoration prevalent in 18th century continental Europe, with asymmetrical patterns involving motifs and scrollwork. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Cool. Also, in 1709, George Wilhelm Staeler, German botanist, zoologist, physician, and explorer.
You know, I'm no doctor, but I think you might have what's that condition where you switch dyslexia? I think you might have a mild form of dyslexia.
Okay.
1787, Francisco de Paula Martinez de la Rosa y Berdeo, Spanish playwright and politician who was a prime minister of Spain.
1787, Francisco de Paula Martinez de la Rosa y Berdeo, Spanish playwright and politician who was the prime minister of Spain.
Yeah. 1788, Joseph Friedrich von Eichendorff, a German author, poet, playwright, and critic.
In 1789, we have Manuel de la Pena y Pena, Mexican lawyer who was the 20th president of Mexico.
Yep. By the way, in Espanol, the Y is E, and that stands for and. So it's like pena and pena, pena y pena. English lesson, Spanish lesson of the day.
Nice.
1795, Joseph Lagarde, Canadian painter and glazer, artist, Seigneur, and political figure. What is a Seigneur? Seigneur. Let me look that up. Seigneur, a feudal lord, the lord of a manor. Oh, okay.
Wait, where's the feudal lord?
Feudal lord, yeah, he was a feudal lord.
Okay.
Like, like feudal, like Europe, feudal Japan, like Middle Ages, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1844, Marie. That's where we're on, right?
1844, yeah.
1844, Marie Eros Saint Bartali, British pre-Raphaelite painter.
What is
I'm guessing before Raphael.
Probably. There's a lot of births today because there's a lot of things that, Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was a group of English painters, poets, and art critics founded in 1848 by William something. I'm going to add this to the underbar. We haven't added anything to the underbar so far in this show. So if anybody wants to research a little bit more of Pre-Raphaelite, there it is. Jumping on up 2 more years, in 1846, Edward Baker Lincoln was born. He was the American son of Abraham Lincoln, although he did die 4 years later in 1850. He was only 4 years old, man. That sucks.
1849, we have Haley Grin Brown, Black U.S. citizen, educator, and writer and activist. Source called her an African American, so I don't know if she had dual citizenship or if it's more PC bullshit.
Yeah, like, it called her African American, and I'm not sure if it's because she's black or if she actually had a dual citizenship. Let me look that up. Did have dual citizenship. Let me see here. No. No, she was just a black U.S. citizen. Okay, so more PC garbage. 1867, we have Lillian Wald, an American nurse, humanitarian author who founded the Henry Street Settlement.
Also, in 1896, Frederick Colton Wald, British cartoonist, painter, teacher, and author.
Wog! Isn't that the sound the rabbits make? You know that video game, The Rabbits?
Which one, Fable?
No. The, like RABBIDS, the rabbits. They're like rabbit, but they're going like wah. You know.
Oh, Raven Rabbit.
I think so. I think yeah. Ray, like the Ray games, right? Rayman or something.
Rayman, Raven Rabbit. Yes.
Yeah. 1900, we have Violet Brown, a Jamaican supercentenarian who holds the record for oldest Jamaican.
1900, we have Tadeusz Popoulos, Greek lawyer and politician.
Yeah. Poliopoulos. What a name. Pandelis Poliopoulos. 1903, Claire Booth Luke, a U.S. playwright, journalist, and diplomat who was a United States ambassador to Italy.
Nice. 1917, David Hare, U.S. surrealist artist, sculptor, photographer, and painter.
1920, Alfred Peet, Dutch U.S. businessman who founded Peet's Coffee and Tea. I've had some of that before. Pretty good.
Also in 1928, James Earl Ray, the U.S. criminal and murderer of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yep. He was, he was born today, so... Dang. So he was born... So on his birthday, he got... Dang. Just desserts. 1929, Sam Steger, a U.S. journalist and politician. The name is familiar. Like, I don't know why, but it's Sam Steger. He was a U.S. politician, journalist, and political pundit. He served 5 terms as member of the House of Representatives, 2 terms in the Arizona State Senate, and 1 term as mayor of Prescott, Arizona. Okay. Well, he died in 2012, so I don't know why this name is familiar. Maybe it's just my brain being weird. 1939, we have Ashkar Ali Engineer, an Indian activist and author. You know, you'd think with that last name, he'd get into another profession.
Yeah. Also in 1940, Chuck Norris, U.S. actor, producer, and martial artist, who was the only man to win a game of poker with a draw 4 card.
Yeah. He's also too badass for Death to take him.
No, Death met him once. He just wanted his autograph.
That's true. That's true. Then 1955, we have Toshio Suzuki, a Japanese race car driver. I wonder if he invented Suzuki. Who founded Suzuki? Misho Suzuki. Okay, so this is somebody else. So it's not the same guy.
Also in 1957, we have Osama bin Laden, Saudi Arabian terrorist who founded Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, last night I talked to my dad. I'm like, hey, what does Chuck Norris and bin Laden have in common? A birth date. What? It's weird. 1962, Jasmine Guy, a U.S. actress, singer, and director. Uh-oh, a female with a male vernacular last name. Call the PC police. Woo!
Also in 1972, Timbaland, U.S. rapper and producer.
I don't know what his real name is. I don't like it when people go by their stage name like that. His name is Timothy Zachary Mosley. Okay. Cool. In 1978, we have Camille, French singer, songwriter, and actress. Her real name is Beautiful Margaret Gauthier, Greta Garbo. Interesting. Oh, wait, no, that's something else. Camille, name. No. Camille, 1978. Okay, well, what is Camille Singer? Let me know her real name. Here we go. Camille Demilis, Dalmais. Okay, so her real name is Camille.
Huh. Also in 20, also in 1983, Janet Mock.
She was a U.S. journalist, author, and activist. Mock her last name. Mock it! It's mock-worthy. 1983, we have Carrie Underwood, a U.S. singer, songwriter, and actress. That name, I remember that name.
Yeah, I remember that name too. I remember what she did to someone's fucking four-wheel drive too.
Oh, so she's a bad person?
No, it's a song before he cheats.
Oh, that one. I hate that song, dude. Like, it's basically validating, females to cause property damage. So, I don't.
Man, she was Street Fighter on that man. Four-wheel drive.
Yep. 1993, we have Jack Butland, an English footballer. I thought he was from Butland. Butland? I don't know.
Butland. Also, in 1993, Amada Nasima, Colonese politician. Vietnam is in Asia.
Yeah, Vietnam, Asia. I don't know. I felt a little cheeky last night writing the script, so it's just a lot of my stupid humor in there. Moving on into deaths. Why don't you start us off here?
Yes. In 483, Pope Simplicius.
Simplicius delicious. It was delicious Simplicius. That sounds really wrong. It was really simple, though. 948, we have Liu Ziyuan, Chateau founder of the later Han Dynasty.
Damn. 1572, William Paulet, first Marquis of Winchester.
1724, Urban Hajarn, Swedish chemist, geologist, and physician. When was Urban Sprawl, AWL, a thing? 1990, blah, 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 blah. I have muffin mouth. 1970 and 1990, urban sprawl and stuff. I was just, thinking.
Also, 1826, John Pinkerton, Scottish antiquarian, cartographer, author, numerist, and historian.
What is a numismatist? It is a specialist in numismatics. Numismatics include collectors, specialist dealers, and scholars who use coins and other currency in object-based research. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm going to add this to the underbar as well. So it's like an offshoot of coin collecting for beyond personal, personal collections is actually studying and figuring things out. 1898, Marie Eugenie de Jesus died today. She was a French nun and saint who founded the Religious of the Assumption. What is the Religious of the Assumption?
The Religious of Assuming.
The Religious of the Assumption is an international Roman Catholic women's congregation founded by Saint Mary Mariette in Paris in 1839 and dedicated to the education of young girls. Oh, okay, so they're brainwashing kids. All right.
Yeah, to assume.
Yep. Sorry.
Also, 1913, Harriet Tubman, U.S. nurse and activist.
Now that name is extremely familiar, like outrageously familiar.
Underground Railroad type of familiar, I'm guessing?
She was an escaped enslaved woman who became a conductor of the Underground Railroad, leading enslaved people to freedom. Okay. Yeah, that's why. So she was an escaped slave who helped other slaves escape as well. And that's a real American hero right there. 1942, Wilbur Scoville, U.S. pharmacist and chemist. Wondering if he invented the Scoville scale. Who invented the Scoville scale? Wilbur Scoville. So yeah, this guy invented Who invented the Scoville scale? Yep, that is true. $1992, Georgios Zampetis, Greek bouzouki player and composer. What's a bouzouki? I know what a Suzuki is. I know what a bazooka is. A bazooki kazuki?
It's a guy in a fucking bazooki with a bazooki.
It's a long-necked plucked lute of Greece. Resembling a mandolin, the bouzouki has a round wooden body with metal strings arranged in 3 or 4 double courses over a fretted keyboard. Interesting. I'm going to add this to the underbar as well. And why don't you take this last one here?
In 2011, we have Bill Blackbeard, U.S. author illustrator.
I wonder if he was a pirate, with a name like that.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free.
You are a pirate, yar har shiver-dee-dee. And that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links you may be interested in. That also includes...
Going TV on Twitch.
And everything Omni Coalition. I'm actually I'm gonna make myself a private Rumble, and I'm gonna move over to that to stream because I'm gonna be streaming video games and stuff too, and I don't want to switch back and forth and do all that technical work every time I go from gaming to this show. So after I get my lazy butt to do that, I'll get that done. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day. Mostly around noon Pacific time, although we are trying to get it more early and everything. But, yeah, stick to like 11 noon-ish around that time, Pacific time, which is also...
2 p.m. Central.
Yeah, noon Pacific is 2 p.m. Central. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Dr. Lunk.
And you are you. Until tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!